Go, go, go and play. Su Yinran said in an unpleasant manner. You girl, you know nonsense all day long. Boom. Hey, hey, Sister Yinran, look over there. Before Su Yinran could finish her words, the sound of the sports car's engine reached their ears. Chen Mingming couldn't help but exclaimed, this is Bugatti Veyron? And is it still a legendary limited edition? Oh my god, are there only 3 or 5 of these cars in the world? How could it be here? Hey, this handsome driver is not bad. Do you know Yinran? Su Yinran never studied cars. But hearing Chen Mengming's exaggeration, she couldn't help but look at the other person. This doesn't matter. I just saw Qin Tian take off his sunglasses and get off the car. At this moment, she was dumbfounded. It's him? No, isn't it? Dad. Watching Qin Tian walk into the villa living room, Qin Shiji, who saw the opponent's appearance clearly, was even more daunted. Originally, he was still thinking, who will this Bugatti be? Did not expect. Dad, when did you buy a sports car like this? Why didn't I know? There are so many things you don't know. Qin Tian saw that Qin Shiji was there, but he was a little surprised. In other words, why are you kid here? I came with Xiao Bin. Xiao Bin? Qin Tian squinted his eyes, then looked at Wei Qingbin next to him, nodded involuntarily. This Wei family is no weaker than the Su and Qin family young masters. Hey, Dad, I haven't seen you for a few days. How do I feel that you have become a lot younger? People who don't know, think we are brothers. You kid, don't you owe it? Qin Tian didn't have a good air. Laozi is 10 years younger, and that is still your Laozi? Isn't this just an analogy? Qin Shiji looked aggrieved. Haha, Shiji's nephew is actually right, Lao Qin. Now, don't you look like you are getting younger and younger? That's right, look at this sports car. Generally only young people can play it. Come, President Qin, please come inside. Inside the villa, many people who knew Qin Tian greeted Qin Tian one after another. Old Qin, isn't this car cheap? Bugatti? TSK. It seems that you, the Qin group, made a lot of money last year. Where? Just a little money. This is a limited edition. Buying this car has a lot to do with it, right? Haha, it's okay. Qin Tian kept chatting with everyone. These are all famous tycoons in Tumen, whether they are from the Lu family, the Chun family, or the Zhou family. Their energy cannot be underestimated. Because many of them are Qin Tian's elders, they are more casual when speaking. After chatting with everyone for a while, Qin Tian casually found a place and sat down. At this time, Lin Feng appeared at the door of the villa. His shabby clothes are incompatible with the rich people around him. I didn't know anyone when I first came here. After looking around for a while, I started to eat on my own. Why is this kid here? Shiji, do you know him? Of course I do. A flash of anger flashed in Qin Shiji's eyes. Damn, Laozi's leg was interrupted by this kid. What? It's okay. Go, brothers will give you revenge. Birthday banquets of this level generally adopt a self-service approach. So at this time, food and champagne were placed everywhere in the spacious living room of the Su family. Occasionally, there are waiters walking back and forth with trays. Friends of the rich second generation are also rich second generations. Qin Shiji is no exception. At this time, the other elder brothers, hearing that Qin Shiji was beaten, wanted to go up and help him get revenge. Because of Lin Feng's dress, he was not a rich man at first glance. Such a person is bullied if he is bullied. Just don't know why, Qin Shiji suddenly thought that his father would not let him revenge privately. So he subconsciously looked at the old man in the corner. Originally at this kind of banquet, as Qin Tian, he should mingle with other rich men. But he is only interested in Lin Feng now. So after coming in, I exchanged greetings with others, and sat in the corner alone, took a glass of champagne, and waited for Lin Feng's arrival. Seeing his father who was as steady as Taishan, Qin Shiji hesitated for a moment, and then reluctantly said to a few elder brothers, Haha, forget it, my dad said, he will take care of it. Damn, you kid. When did you listen to your dad like that? That's right, Shiji. Shouldn't this be? Shiji, have you changed sex? Don't make trouble. My dad is still sitting there. If I dare to mess around, he must kill me. Hearing this, everyone looked at Qin Tian at the same time. Qin Tian looks very young at this time. It made them wonder whether this kid Qin Shiji was born. Well, since you don't go, we won't force it. But to be honest, Shiji, your dad seems to be really getting younger and younger. Yeah, still playing Bugatti. This car is a limited edition. You can't buy it with money. How did your dad get it? How do I know this? Qin Shiji said casually. But then I think about it, my father will not only make money, but also magical medical skills. Isn't it right to buy a limited edition Bugatti? Thinking of this, Qin Shiji looked at Qin Tian again. The heart is full of worship. Ding, get the admiration of the sun. Get the villain value plus 200. Okay. Seeing this system prompt, Qin Tian couldn't help but froze. Admired by his son? Hasn't this thing been obtained once before? Why is there any more? Could this villain's value be repeated in front of his own son? Ding, prevent Lin Feng from successfully slapping her face. Get the villain value plus 300, and regain the luck value of 100 points. Before Qin Tian wanted to understand, another system prompt sounded. At this moment, even Qin Tian couldn't help but flash 2 words in his heart. Awesome. I just sit here and do nothing. So I get 500 villain points? Thinking of this, Qin Tian looked towards Lin Feng subconsciously. At this time, the living room was resplendent and magnificent, and the rich and powerful were all toasting with their female companions everywhere, and Lin Feng was eating without anyone else. Read more at Hotful Novel, XYZ. Seeing his dick and the guests passing by, all of them frowned subconsciously. It seems that this person shouldn't exist here. Elder Su also noticed this scene and quickly walked towards Lin Feng. This scene caused everyone to whisper. Who is this kid? I haven't seen it before. Yeah, unexpectedly, Grandpa Su actually knew him? People shouldn't look good? TSK. Okay. Qin Tian was also looking at Lin Feng, but his eyes were involuntarily attracted by a piano in the corner of the living room. Maybe it's because of the piano skill full level. Qin Tian recognized this piano brand. This is a Steinway 9-foot piano. which is not sold in China. The price abroad is about 200,000 to 250,000 US dollars, which is about 1.5 million when converted into Xiao yuan. Jiu Qi Qin? It seems someone from the Su family likes piano very much. Qin Tian muttered to himself. Although more than 1 million is a drop in the bucket for the Su family, but the Su family is not a nouveau riche, and it needs to put such an expensive piano in the house to show off. So Qin Tian believes in his own judgment very much. Brother Qin, why are you sitting here alone? Su Jingyang in a formal suit didn't know where he came out. Holding the wine glass and smiling, he came to Qin Tian's front. Because Qin Tian had indeed saved him before. Therefore, his name for Qin Tian has changed from the former President Qin to the current brother Qin. When Qin Tian came, he was chatting with his father upstairs, so he didn't find Qin Tian the first time. At this moment, I found that Qin Tian was sitting in the corner alone, and his expression looked a little guilty. I'm really sorry, I didn't pay attention when I was greeting the guests just now, and I asked my brother to forgive me. Brother Su, wherever I am not qualified to blame you. Haha. Hearing that Qin Tian also called himself old brother, Su Jingyang smiled openly. Thank you for what happened last time. If it wasn't for you. Don't say that. Last time it was just a matter of effort. No matter what, I still have to thank you. Come, I will toast you first. Su Jingyang toasted. Qin Tian also picked up the champagne on the table, and the two ordered them all. By the way, brother, why did you come alone today? Didn't even think about bringing a female companion? After drinking, Su Jingyang asked. I want to take it too? I can't find a suitable one. What can I do? Qin Tian spread his hands, a look of powerlessness. Although this is obviously perfunctory, it is impossible for him to say, I didn't bring a female companion to soak your daughter, right? Haha, brother. You laughed? Su Jingyang also smiled. With my brother's worth, those girls still can't line up for you to choose? There are so many girls. I still don't believe that none of them are pleasing to the eye. I think you are too high-sided, brother. Qin Tian smiled and shrugged non-committal. Because the rich of their ranks do have the right to choose. Hey, the patriarch of the Zhou family is here. Brother Qin is really sorry. I'm afraid you have to sit here first. It's okay, you're busy with you. Don't worry about me. Su Jingyang nodded gratefully, got up and walked towards the head of the Wei family. Of course, he had seen Lin Feng a long time ago, but he just didn't care about him. Elder Su is less than 70 years old, wearing a white tang suit, looking vigorous. At this time, he also just finished talking with Lin Feng, and after letting Lin Feng feel free, he nodded friendly towards Qin Tian. Then I went to greet other guests with my son. Qin Tian looked at Lin Feng, who became alone again. What is thinking in my mind? Suddenly he moved in his heart, picked up the champagne on the table, and walked towards Lin Feng in the corner. Lin Feng was observing these hypocritical rich men, but suddenly he found someone walking towards him. After he saw the person's appearance clearly, he frowned. Qin Tian? Mr. Lin, can I sit here? After Qin Tian came over, his expression calmly asked such a sentence. Before the question was over, the person had already sat opposite him. What do you want to do? Lin Feng at this time was full of vigilance towards Qin Tian. Seeing Qin Tian take the initiative to sit next to him, he was naturally more alert. I don't want to do anything, just meet up with acquaintances and come over to say hello. Huh, don't pretend to be there. You came here to beg Su girl forgiveness? Qin Tian didn't care about the contempt in Lin Feng's words, but instead asked such a sentence. None of your business? Why are you talking so aggressively? Qin Tian raised the corners of his mouth and said with a voice that only two people could hear, but it doesn't matter, I'm here just to tell you. She won't forgive you. Are you always targeting me? Hearing this, why didn't Lin Feng understand what was going on? Did not answer Qin Tian's words, but directly asked the guest in the heart. What do you think? Since I knew that Lin Feng was at the Blue Shell Bar, Qin Tian has been sending people to stare at him, and occasionally makes people inquire about rumors about Lin Feng. So he knows that Lin Feng has made little achievements in the medical world and is called a genius doctor. As for Lin Feng, although he always felt that Qin Tian was aiming at him, he was still a little surprised when he heard Qin Tian admitted himself. Looking at Qin Tian's increasingly masculine face, Lin Feng felt danger for the first time. This man is rich and powerful and has a scheming city. It's really hard to deal with. Why? Why are you targeting me? Lin Feng tightened his fist and asked Qin Tian coldly. He asked himself that apart from breaking Qin Shiji's leg for the first time, there was no other place to offend Qin Tian. But Qin Tian seems to be aiming at him from beginning to end? Why? Qin Tian smiled playfully. Why do you say? Not to mention that you interrupted my son's leg and made him suffer all the grievances. Just because you scolded my son in front of so many people, it made me very faceless. You said, should I target you? You. In Lin Feng's eyes, the murderous intent was great, and his fist was tightened. The corner of Qin Tian's mouth is more playful. What? Do you want to do it? Look at this hall. In this hall, there are at least half of the wealthy people and 2 men. If you do something here, do you know the consequences? Hearing this, Lin Feng was taken aback for a moment, and then took a deep breath. The fist also loosened slowly. Qin Tian is right, there is a lot of people here. If you do it yourself, it will definitely cause a lot of trouble. Snapped. Just when Lin Feng just relaxed and figured out how to deal with Qin Tian, the lights in the hall suddenly became brighter. Seeing this scene, Qin Tian knew that the main thing was coming out. Ding, successfully provoke the protagonist and get the villain value plus 300. At almost the same time, the system prompt also popped up. Qin Tian smiled unexpectedly. You are the villain. As long as you act against the protagonist, you can get the villain value. This is normal. Otherwise, what did he come here to provoke Lin Feng for? Wow, it's so beautiful. As expected of Mr. Su's daughter. Is this Su Yanran? This is the first time I have seen you. This look, this figure, this temperament, TSK. Su Yanran slowly walked to the lobby on the first floor under the escort of Chen Mingming. I have to say that Su Yanran today is indeed exceptionally beautiful. Not only did she wear light makeup, she also wore a snow-white princess dress and an elf headband full of jewels. At this time, she no longer looked like the female president of the iceberg, but the ice princess in the forest. Looking at such a noble and glamorous goddess, even these rich people who are used to seeing beautiful women are full of praise. Yin Ran, you are so beautiful. Wei Qingbin, the son of the Wei family, straightened his white suit and walked towards Su Yinran first. He likes Su Yinran. This is something that many rich people know, so it's not surprising to see this scene. Read more at hotpilnovel.xyz, but Su Yinran, who saw Wei Qingbin, just said, thank you, politely. Then he ignored him, walked directly to the middle of the living room of Nuwa University, and began to give a speech. It's all things like thank you for attending the birthday party, thank you for your blessings, and so on. The rich people listened very seriously, no one paid attention, her eyes looked at Qin Tian from time to time. Hey, handsome guy. Because of Su Yinran's appearance, Qin Tian also left Lin Feng's position. Listening to Su Yinran's speech, she felt that she was slapped on the shoulder. He turned his head subconsciously. A girl in the shape of a non-mainstream locomotive caught his eye. Oh, you are Uncle Qin? Chen Mingming was also a little dumbfounded. She only glanced at the second floor before, and did not recognize Qin Tian's identity for the first time. Su Yinran did not tell her either. So she thought it was the rich second generation she hadn't seen before? Unexpectedly, it was Qin Shiji's father? Who are you? Looking at the girl in front of him, Qin Tian had some doubts. I'm Chen Mingming? Chen Mingming, Uncle Qin. Don't you recognize me? Recognizing Qin Tian, Chen Mingming did not feel discouraged, but grabbed Qin Tian's arm and became more excited. Qin Tian didn't know how excited she was. It turned out to be the little girl of the Chen family? How did you dress up like this ghost? The Chen family is a clothing brand and clothing chain store. And Chen Mingming is only 19 years old this year, and he is still in college like his son. What, don't I look good in this outfit? Look at my hairstyle, look at my eyeshadow. How cool. Facing this bad girl, Qin Tian didn't bother to care about her. It's good if you are happy. At this time, Su Yinran finished her speech, and the guests gave gifts one after another. For ordinary people on their birthdays, gifts are given at the beginning. But the rich are obviously more ceremonial when celebrating their birthdays. After the Lord arrives, they will personally deliver the gift to the birthday star, so that it can be called a birthday gift. But watching these rich men start to take out their gifts, Qin Tian suddenly realized something and quickly turned his gaze to Lin Feng. Contempt in those eyes. It's a bit bad. Qin Tian secretly said that it was bad, quickly stood up, and walked over to Su Yinran. Hey, Uncle Qin. Where are you going? Chen Mingming did not react. Everyone. Qin Tian still ignored her. After coming to Su Yinran, he deliberately said aloud. At this moment, whether it is the rich generation or the rich second generation, or Lin Feng, the Su family and all the guests, their gazes are involuntarily looking at Qin Tian. Even Su Yinran was a little surprised to see Qin Tian coming over. What is this Uncle Qin doing? However, Qin Tian didn't care at all, and said directly, listen to me, everyone here today has only one purpose, and that is to celebrate the birthday of Yinran's niece. Everyone's gifts are light and heavy, and the prices are high and low. But I believe that no matter what the price, favors are priceless. Speaking, Qin Tian glanced at Lin Feng. Many people followed Qin Tian's gaze and looked over, suddenly noticed the existence of Lin Feng. Qin Tian continued, so I suggest that we don't say what gifts we give when we give gifts. Just give the gift you brought to Yinran's niece. This allows her to keep the surprise for her birthday gift, but it won't look tacky. What do you think? After speaking, Qin Tian looked at Lin Feng again and nodded at him, friendly. Oh, President Qin is really careful. It's because we didn't think about it well. You don't know this, right? President Qin was sitting with the kid just now, and he obviously knew him. The king is good. This should be to save him some face. It should be, otherwise, if you see him dressed like that, how can you give him any gifts? It makes sense. TSK Tusk, this old Qin is really interesting. Yeah, this kid has a very good life. He actually knows a person like President Qin. Everyone talked a lot, all praising Qin Tian's righteousness. Even Su Yinran looked at Qin Tian with surprise. Uncle Qin, what's the matter with you? He is Lin Feng. Aren't you supposed to hate him? Why do you help him? Qin Tian smiled. Could it be that in your mind, uncle, I just have this kind of tolerance? Of course not. Su Yinran said positively. I heard everyone's discussion and the dialogue between Qin Tian and Su Yinran. Lin Feng only felt his chest stuffy, and almost vomited a mouthful of old blood. God's grace. Oh shit. In order to apologize to Su Yinran, Lousy finally got a diamond necklace worth 20 million. It ended up being blocked by 2 words of your dog days? 20 million? Why does Lin Feng have 20 million? Because after Grandpa Su called him, he gave him 10 million. The purpose is to get him to buy a better gift, give it to Su Yinran at the birthday party, and then apologize to her. In this way, the misunderstanding between the two parties may be resolved. It's just that even Elder Su didn't expect it, because Lin Feng's current luck value is too high. Just this morning, a big man was saved. The big man was going to give him a lot of money, but he thought of giving Su Yinran her birthday tonight. So I asked for a birthday present for the girl. So the big man gave him a sea blue heart. At this time, Lin Feng tightly held the exquisite gift box in his clothes pocket with his right hand. What's in the box is the diamond necklace with the value of 20 million, named Sea Blue Star. Hearing everyone's discussion at this time, he almost vomited blood. Although 20 million is nothing to the rich, but want to give out 20 million as a birthday gift for a younger generation? I am afraid that none of the rich people present will be so generous. But Lin Feng doesn't look like a rich man in dress. When I entered the door, I was looked down upon by the security guards, and when I entered the villa, I was looked down upon by these rich people. He just waited to take out his birthday gift to pretend to be forced to win a round. It's just that he really didn't expect that Qin Tian would give himself such a hand. What? Now take it out directly? People Qin Tian said so for the sake of his own face. How does he send it? Do you want to tell the people around you loudly? Hello, look at me. I am actually not a dick. I am very rich, so I dress like this just to hit you in the face? Are you kidding me? Seeing Qin Tian smiled, friendly to himself, Lin Feng's hostility skyrocketed. Ding, destroy the protagonist plan, get the villain value plus 500, and regain the luck value of 100 points. 500 points? Hearing the system prompt, Qin Tian felt happier in his heart. Sure enough, this product has valuable gifts on him. Wearing rags and being looked down upon by everyone. Just waiting to take out a gift and pretend to slap her face? The beauty of thinking. I didn't read so many urban routine novels for nothing. Looked at his system panel. Villain value 1600, luck value 1600. After being a villain for so long, Qin Tian feels more and more like a male version of green tea. He obviously wanted to kill Lin Feng, but he still pretended to be good for him. Full-level acting skills are as horrible. Uncle Qin, didn't you expect you to be so thoughtful? This is nothing. Let's go sit there. Su Yanran took Qin Tian's arm and pointed to an empty spot not far away. When she saw Qin Tian on the second floor before, she already wanted to come down and meet Qin Tian. It's just that there is a process for the birthday party. She must go through these processes before she can move freely. Read more at hopfulnovel.xyz. Therefore, I have been holding back and did not say hello to Qin Tian. Seeing that Qin Tian considers Lin Feng so much at this time, she felt even more happy in her heart. Qin Tian is not only a gentleman, but also gentle and considerate. The most important thing is that there is a very broad mind. Such a person is really admirable. Hey, hello, Shiji. What the hell is your dad doing? Seeing Su Yanran holding Qin Tian's arm, Wei Qingbin couldn't help frowning. Although the younger generation is holding the elders, there is nothing wrong with this. But what does he always feel is wrong in his mind? And most importantly, he still has a multi-million diamond necklace in his hand. Being so engaged by Qin Tian, it can't be sent out as well. This, I don't know either. Qin Shiji was also at a loss. Su Yanran has such a good relationship with her father, so he is a little unclear. The behavior of Qin Tian helping Lin Feng just now made him even more puzzled. However, Qin Tian has become more prestigious than before in his mind, so he can't say anything. After everyone put the gifts on the gift counter, the birthday party continued. Qin Tian didn't know, but he prevented Lin Feng from letting Wei Qingbin suffer. Because at this time he was listening to Chen Mingming acting like a baby. Uncle Qin, you are so handsome, I really like you. Chen Mingming grabbed Qin Tian's arm and swayed constantly. Qin Tian gave her a white look, talking about people. I'm talking human words? If you talk like this again, just play with it. Eve. Chen Ming dreamed that acting like a baby would not be successful, and said directly, your sports car is so cool, can you lend me 2 days? Lend you for 2 days? Qin Tian glanced at her. Have you never heard that a man's wife and car should not be borrowed? You'd better go while playing. Oh, Uncle Qin. Well, Ming, stop making trouble. Chen Mingming continued to act like a baby, but Su Yanran interrupted. You already have so many sports cars in your house, why are you still borrowing an uncle's car? Yanran, happy birthday. Chen Mingming wanted to say something, but was interrupted by Wei Qingbin's voice. Chen Mingming was a little unhappy when he saw Wei Qingbin coming over, but he didn't say anything. Thank you. Su Yanran also responded politely. Today is your birthday, and I don't have any good gifts for you. I know you like piano, so I specially prepared a piece for you. Oh, is it so? I wonder if I can borrow your piano for a while? Wei Qingbin's kind of talent, speaks politely, not only revealed politeness, but also expressed his good intentions for the goddess. How romantic is this act of preparing a piano piece specially for my beloved goddess? Of course can. Su Yanran was a little surprised when she heard that Wei Qingbin had prepared piano music for herself. Although she doesn't like Wei Qingbin, today is her birthday. It was a lot of heart for her to celebrate her birthday, and she naturally had no reason to refuse. After receiving the response from the goddess, Wei Qingbin was overjoyed and walked towards the piano gracefully. Playing the piano, tuning the piano in one go, it seems that I have practiced it. Someone in the living room noticed the movement here and couldn't help but looked over. Is this going to play the piano? TSK, as expected to be Xiao Wei, who knows how to play piano? Awesome. My son can't do it, he doesn't have the talent in this area. Yes, neither can my son. The guests talked a lot, all admiring Wei Qingbin's talent and cultivation. With the sound of the piano, the eyes of a large number of guests were attracted by him. Even Lin Feng is no exception. Piano? Only after hearing it for less than 10 seconds, the corner of Lin Feng's mouth raised a trace of disdain. Oh, this piano practice is nothing but that. Hear Wei Qingbin's performance. Don't talk about Lin Feng, even Qin Tian couldn't help but shook his head. This Wei Qingbin has indeed practiced piano, but the time should not be long. Not only are several long and short notes wrong, but several of them are completely out of tune. Such piano skills may not be obvious to a layman, but for a slightly more professional person, that's really not that great. Huh? Uncle Qin, you can also play the piano? Seeing Qin Tian around him shook his head slightly, Su Yanran was very surprised. Qin Tian shook his head. He was clearly saying, did he understand the mistakes in Wei Qingbin's song? But Qin Tian knows piano? Why have I never heard of it? Hearing Su Yanran's questioning, Qin Tian glanced at her. Piano? Just a little understanding. Because Su Yanran just returned to China not long ago. Before Qin Tian came, she didn't know that Su Yanran liked the piano. She only guessed after seeing that piano. Hearing what Wei Qingbin said just now, he confirmed his thoughts. However, humility is the traditional virtue of the people of Xia. Although Qin Tian has full piano skills, he is not a person who likes to show off. It is even more impossible to play the piano to please Su Yanran. Even if Su Yanran is the heroine, it is impossible. So he said that he knew a little, and there was nothing wrong with it. It's just that he heard this in Su Yanran's ears, but that's not the case anymore. Wow, I didn't expect Uncle Qin to really know how to play piano. Real or fake? Chen Mingming also didn't believe it. In their circle, it's normal for the younger and richer generations to know how to play the piano. Because the family has money, there is nothing wrong with letting them learn these arty skills and make a face for the family. But it's weird that the rich generations and the heads of the big families know the piano. Because their energy is spent on business. How can I learn these flashy things? Believe it or not, Chen Mingming has nothing to do with Qin Tian. Believe it or not. Qin Tian didn't bother to care about her either, just casually perfunctory, and then quietly watched Wei Qingbin put on a cup. Soon Wei Qingbin finished his song, and the rich clapped and applauded. It is good. Yes, Chung Bin plays well. I didn't expect young Master Bin to be so versatile. Yes, yes. Xiao Bin is awesome. Where? Wei Qingbin was also smug, but he politely bowed to everyone, and then walked to Su Yinran. Yinran, I just showed my ugliness. Although your level is indeed not very good, you can see that you are already very careful. Su Yinran replied lightly. Really? Wei Qingbin's eyes lit up without anger and rejoiced. I'm relieved if you have these words from Yinran. Although Su Yinran said that he was not very good, his piano skills were originally learned temporarily. It's simply incomparable with Su Yinran's professional piano skills. Therefore, he is already very happy to get such an evaluation from Su Yinran. Su Yinran nodded and ignored him. Instead, he looked at Qin Tian. Uncle Qin, since you can also play piano, then I want to try it too. Although I'm not very good at playing, I still want to ask my uncle to give Yinran some advice. Just give me advice, but if you want to play, I'd love to listen. Really? That Yinran showed her ugliness. Su Yinran was slightly happy in her heart, but she was calm on the surface. Under the attention of everyone, she walked to her piano. Read more at Hopful Novel, XYZ. After adjusting it according to her own playing habits, she became more focused. Zheng. With the first note sounded, Su Yinran's performance officially began. Prince and Princess, this is the name of the song Su Yinran played. The source of the background story is very old-fashioned. It is the story of a princess falling in love with the prince and the prince protecting the princess. The rhythm of the music is fast or slow, and the scale is high and low, which is a test of the basic skills of the player. But Su Yinran's piano skills are very good, and she has a good grasp of the fast and slow rhythm of this piece. Much better than Wei Qingbin's half-hearted man. If the piano is divided into 7 levels, low, medium, high, proficient, master, international top master, and god level, Su Yinran's piano skills should be superior to the master and below the master. With a melodious melody, Su Yinran quickly finished playing. Her curtain call naturally won more applause than Wei Qingbin. Seeing this scene, Su Jingyang and his wife smiled. Elder Su also laughed from ear to ear. Uncle Qin, how is it? In countless applause, Su Yinran walked to Qin Tian and said with pride. Although she felt that Qin Tian certainly did not have his own professionalism in piano and could not hear anything, but she didn't know why in her heart, she just wanted Qin Tian's approval. Overall, there are not too many mistakes. Qin Tian smiled faintly, but in order to show your piano art, you deliberately chose a more difficult piece, so that 2 of the variations have a slight flaw. Otherwise, this performance should be considered perfect. What? Qin Tian said casually, but Su Yinran was stunned. This Uncle Qin. What's the situation? Yinran. Before she could say something, Grandpa Su suddenly interrupted him. What's wrong? Grandpa. Although you played well just now, among so many guests here today, one of them has piano skills, but even you can't match it. Oh, is it so? Su Yinran's eyes lit up, and then she looked at Qin Tian. Is that person, Uncle Qin? After Qin Tian's review just now, she has every reason to believe that that person is Qin Tian. It's just that old man Su shook his head with a smile. No. Su Yinran was a little disappointed when she heard her grandfather say this, but she still said, Grandpa, I don't think you should sell it anymore. Just tell me, who is that person? Okay, Grandpa will tell you. Father Su smiled, then turned his head and looked at Lin Feng behind the crowd. Lin Feng, I remember you got the true story from that person. So this poor boy is called Lin Feng? It turns out that this kid not only knows old Su, but he's also very familiar with him? Could it be that this is Lin Feng that Elder Su said? No way. Hearing the words of old man Su, everyone was surprised again. Yes, Grandpa Su. Lin Feng was proud, but walked out calmly. Sure enough, he is still the protagonist. Even if someone keeps stopping me, I can't stop it. The old man Su nodded slightly. Then you can show everyone your piano skills, so that Yinran this girl can know what is meant by Tainweiyushan. He had originally intended to bring Lin Feng and Su Yinran together. So since Lin Feng came, he has been paying attention to Lin Feng's movements. Although Qin Tian did not allow him to report birthday gifts before, he was a little surprised. But he didn't think too much, only thought that this was Qin Tian's unintentional act. But he couldn't let go of such a good opportunity this time. Although Su Yinran didn't like Lin Feng to show the limelight, she still said that. Today is her birthday. Grandpa Su said so, and she can't refute her grandfather's face. But when everyone was thinking about it, Lin Feng suddenly said, Grandpa Su, maybe this is a little inappropriate, right? Inappropriate? What is inappropriate? Father Su was a little puzzled. He knew that besides business, his granddaughter also loved piano very much. So this is the opportunity he finally created for Lin Feng. I didn't expect this product to be inappropriate. Grandpa Su, it's like this. Just now, I saw Yinran's purpose of playing up there was mainly to get Mr. Qin's guidance. So I think it's better to let Mr. Qin come first. Lin Feng spoke politely, and at the same time looked at Qin Tian from the corner of his eyes. A smile flashed in his eyes. Aren't you awesome? Now let's see how Lousy slaps you in the face. Play piano? Lousy will be 5 years old. And there are expert advice. You, a businessman full of copper stinks. What do you compare with me? Before Qin Tian commented on Su Yinran, the hall was full of applause and applause. So Lin Feng didn't hear what Qin Tian said. In addition, at this time, he wanted to get back a game. Where can I take care of others? As soon as he thought that Qin Tian would make a fool of himself, he felt that the resentment in his heart that had been held for a long time had dissipated a lot. Hearing Lin Feng say this, old Su nodded with satisfaction. Yes, you were right. This kind of thing should really be first come first served. Nephew Qin Xian, what do you think? Haha. Qin Tian smiled lightly. Master Su, I think it's better to forget it. After all, I am their elder. The contest between juniors, I'm an elder participating in it, doesn't seem to be very appropriate. Huh? You are right. Elder Su frowned, thinking that what Qin Tian said was also very reasonable. Wei Qingbin, Lin Feng, and Su Yinran are all juniors. It is indeed not very suitable for Qin Tian to go up. Thinking of this, he couldn't help but feel a little embarrassed. It's just that Lin Feng doesn't think so. Which elders are not elders? Piano is an art, and where is the seniority discussed? Even if it is necessary, it should be discussed about the seniority in the art world. What does it have to do with the actual seniority? Miss Qin shouldn't be afraid to go up because he is afraid of embarrassment? I'm afraid that as soon as I go up, there will be nothing wrong with you. Qin Tian said with a gentle smile. 2 words are full of gunpowder, and everyone can hear it. However, the origin of the smell of gunpowder left others a little unclear. Aren't the 2 of them okay just now? President Qin even said something like that in order to preserve Lin Feng's face. Why now? However, based on the conversation just now, they can clearly see that this Lin Feng is not a thing. Qin Tian backed down everywhere, but he was pressing harder every step of the way. They didn't understand why Lin Feng dared to talk to Qin Tian like this by knowing Elder Su. I don't even understand why Qin Tian should be so modest to a junior. It has to be said that the protagonist pulls the halo of hatred, which works at this moment. Almost everyone in the villa living room was dissatisfied with Lin Feng. Even Elder Su, when he heard Lin Feng's words, he couldn't help frowning. He didn't understand why this Lin Feng was so directed at Qin Tian. He is just a young man with no relationship or background. At this party, he aimed at Qin Tian so clearly, he was obviously hitting all the rich in the face. In this case, even if he defeated Qin Tian, Yin Ran would not change him much. At this time, the old man Su didn't know at all. Qin Tian said some provocative words to Lin Feng before. These words have already made Lin Feng lose some of his sanity. Lin Feng at this moment has only Qin Tian in his eyes. Then President Qin meant that your piano skills are much higher than mine? Lin Feng squinted and said with a sneer. He likes that others pretend to be in front of him. Because the harder someone pretends, the louder his face will slap after a while. Read more at Hotful Novel, XYZ. Almost, it's more than enough to beat your yellow-haired boy. Since the other party directly tore his face, he didn't bother to pretend. He had never thought about going up to play the piano at all. But Father Su suddenly inserted his foot and lifted the protagonist Lin Feng out. This made him a little unbearable. Lin Feng wanted to slap him in the face, and he also wanted to slap Lin Feng in the face. It depends on who can beat whom. In that case, then I really want to see and see. Mr. Qin, please. Lin Feng sneered in his heart and made a pleased gesture. Obviously, he thinks that the more Qin Tian says this, the more he is bluffing. This is a very good signal for him. Hearing Lin Feng's words, everyone knew that the 2 people had a deep hatred, and he was deliberately targeting Qin Tian. The reason why Qin Tian didn't clean up Lin Feng should be because of the face of the Su family. Thinking of this, everyone felt even more disgusted with Lin Feng. This Lin Feng is really bullish. Even if it is Mr. Su, talking to Qin Tian is polite. Why is this kid? Seeing this scene, Mr. Su didn't say anything. Su Jingyang was a little unhappy with Lin Feng's behavior. Only Su Yanran felt that Lin Feng was a bit too much, but also hoped that Qin Tian could bring himself some surprises. This is a very ambivalent mentality for her. Okay, since you have said so, then I will appear stingy if I don't go up. Qin Tian pretended to be embarrassed and said, speaking of here, he was about to step forward, but he paused. But since you are so confident in your piano skills, then we might as well put a little bet on this contest. What do you think? What bet? Lin Feng squinted. Let's let Yinran girl be the referee, who loses. You don't need to call it grandpa or dad, just kneel down and give the other 3 beeps. Qin Tian's smile brought a trace of playfulness. What? Are you kidding me? Old Qin, are you crazy? Is this a big joke? Yes, President Qin, this bet is not inappropriate at all. He should kowtow to you, but in case you lose. Hearing the bet that Qin Tian said, everyone hurried to persuade. Elder Su was also stunned at this time, although he had known the contradiction between the 2 for a long time. But is this kind of gambling appearing at Yinran's birthday party a bit inappropriate? If Qin Tian won, it would be nice to say. After all, Lin Feng is a junior, so it is right to kowtow to the elders. But what if you lose? Do you really want to kowtow to Lin Feng? Uncle Qin, you don't have to. Su Yanran couldn't help but grab Qin Tian's arm and called uncle, begged him not to play so big. Qin Tian patted her jade hand and motioned her to feel relieved. It's okay, this kid provokes me again and again. If I don't give him some color, he really thinks our Qin family is a bully. Qin Tian looked at old man Su. Old man, you have also seen it. It's not that I don't give you face, but Lin Feng, this kid is really indifferent. As soon as this remark came out, everyone thought it made sense. This is also completely consistent with the situation they previously imagined. Lin Feng is too arrogant, and Qin Tian doesn't care about him because of the face of Mr. Su. At this time, Qin Tian's anger is completely as it should be. Thinking of this, the hearts of almost all the rich have stood on Qin Tian's side. Shiji, your dad can play the piano? Seeing the smell of gunpowder on both sides, Wei Qingbin frowned. No, I don't know. Qin Shiji originally wanted to say no, but when he thought that his dad could acupuncture, he became a little uncertain. How did your son become? Why don't you know anything? I really don't know. Qin Shiji was also very wronged, because he had never asked his father about it. As for Father Su, who heard the conversation between the 2, he was a little embarrassed. On the one hand, it is that person's disciple. On the other hand, it is Qin Tian who saved his son. Now that the 2 sides are doing this, he really doesn't know what he should do. How? Do you dare to bet? Okay, I'll bet with you. After thinking for a while, Lin Feng said in a cold voice, the loser, knocked his head 3 times at the other party. Well, it's a bit courageous. I hope you will be willing to bet and lose in a while. The corner of Qin Tian's mouth raised a successful smile and walked towards the Steinway piano slowly. Lin Feng is very confident in himself and feels that Qin Tian is just bluffing. And Qin Tian? In fact, at the very beginning, Qin Tian had already figured it out clearly. If he could go up and play a song and suppress Lin Feng in terms of piano skills, then he would definitely be able to get a lot of benefits from Lin Feng, whether it is villain value or luck value. However, this is still very different. If Lin Feng goes up first and goes up later, then Lin Feng can definitely pretend to be a big force first. Even if his piano skills suppressed him, it would not be obvious to unprofessional people. The effect of suppressing Lin Feng will be greatly reduced. If he goes first, then Lin Feng doesn't even have a chance to pretend to be forced. So it's better to be able to go first. Originally, he couldn't control this sequence. Father Su called Lin Feng. If Lin Feng went straight up, he would have nothing to do. But who is Lin Feng? He is the protagonist. The protagonist has a very **** character. That is hypocrisy. Like to pretend to be the last one. Although he wished to smash Qin Tian's face, in order to show his demeanor, at the beginning, he would subconsciously shirk. At this time, Qin Tian only needs to give a light boost. He will immediately give up the opportunity because of the **** character in his heart. Just like now, the two parties have a gambling agreement, and Qin Tian no longer talks nonsense with Lin Feng. I walked to the Steinway 9-foot piano and adjusted the piano. Started his own performance. Qin Tian is very handsome, with a sense of vicissitudes. Especially in front of this Steinway, his temperament is even more outstanding. In this way, the guests are ready for commercial applause. At the moment Qin Tian sat in front of the piano and finished finishing, his state also became concentrated. The piano is a very strange object to him. But at this moment, all the strangeness is replaced by a sense of familiarity. Zheng. As the first note floated out, everyone was immediately brought in by the music. The melody played by Qin Tian is The Wedding in a Dream. This is a well-known piano piece in the past life, but it is not in this world. At the full level of piano skills, Qin Tian immediately changed from a wealthy man who could only do business to the Beethoven and Mozart of his previous life. The melodious piano sound, like ripples in the water, spreads in all directions around Qin Tian's fingers. The sound is fast and slow. Everyone in the hall listened in ecstasy, and no one was willing to bother. At this moment, they seemed to watch their lover dancing in an imaginary wedding. At this moment, even people who don't understand piano can hear the difficulty of this piece. Time passed quickly under Qin Tian's playing. The song ended soon. There was actually a girl in the audience quietly wiping tears from the corner of her eyes. It's ugly. Qin Tian stood up, nodded slightly towards everyone. Read more at hotnovel.xyz. It wasn't until the voice of Qin Tian was heard that everyone came back to their senses. My God, what's the situation? Is this piano song finished? Too exaggerated? Not only is President Qin so handsome, he has such a good family background, but he also plays the piano so well? I can. For a good man like President Qin, so can I. It's incredible, isn't it? Old Qin, what's the situation? Is the piano so good? Dad, so awesome. So handsome, so handsome. Ding, destroy the protagonist plan, get the villain value plus 600, and regain the luck value of 200 points. Ding, get the admiration of the sun, get the villain value plus 200. Ding, one of the heroines, Chun Mingming, has a good impression of you. Ding, the heroine Su Yinran's favorability has risen. With a series of system prompts, Qin Tian is dizzying. Yinran, Uncle Qin's wife, seems to have passed away? Okay. Su Yinran, who was immersed in the Qin Tian piano sound, suddenly came to her senses after hearing this. Ming Ming, what do you want to do? Do you think Uncle Qin likes me? Su Yinran was stunned by Chun Mingming's words. Before she could answer, Qin Shiji, who was not far away, suddenly yelled. Chun Mingming, you were thinking about fart, not my age. Still want to be my mother? What's wrong with me being your mother? Come, dear son, come and call mom quickly. Go away. What? You have a kind. Say it again? Just say it. Don't do it if there is a kind of. Don't do it. See if I won't kill you. The two knew each other. It's just that Qin Shiji dared to offend everyone, just didn't dare to offend this little witch Chen Mingming. This girl often starts with nothing serious or serious. Seeing the two arguing, the others smiled, and no one took it seriously. Only Lin Feng was speechless. How can it be? How can that be? Why is this Qin Tian so awesome? Can make money, no medical skills, and still be able to fight like this? Can even play the piano so well? This unscientific. Not scientific at all. Don't talk about him. Even Elder Su is a little dumbfounded. What about this F***CK? Qin Tian, how good is piano playing? This time is over. The opportunity that I personally created for Lin Feng, but was personally given to Qin Tian by Lin Feng, and Lin Feng also. It's your turn. After Qin Tian came down, he directly said to Lin Feng. Although the corner of his mouth was smiling, Lin Feng could see a hint of sarcasm in Qin Tian's eyes. Lin Feng clenched his fists, not knowing how much strength it took to spit out a few words coldly. No, I'm not as skilled as people, so I won't play. Lin Feng took the initiative to admit defeat, not knowing how much courage he muster up. But he can't help it, because he knew that his piano could not be better than his opponent. At this time, besides loss, his heart was more aggrieved. From the beginning, he was provoked by Qin Tian, and then suppressed by him until now. He didn't really look up. Thinking of this, he blamed himself somewhat. Why did you just let him play first? Why am I so stupid? Although the other person's piano skills are indeed higher than his own, others can't tell it. In this case, fight against each other for half a catastrophe. Even if Su Yinran knew the gap between the two, she finally lost. That would not be as passive as it is now. Just admit defeat? Qin Tian smiled playfully. If this is the case, then fulfill the gambling contract. Yes, fulfill the gambling contract. Kneel down and kowtow to President Qin. Cow your head, kid. Ha ha ha, didn't you just pull it? Ha ha ha, seeing him like this, he is obviously persuaded. Isn't it? I said that Lao Qin can't fight an unsure battle. It turns out that he is confident. Mr. Qin deserves to be President Qin. Awesome. Kneel down, kneel down. Boy, kneel down to President Qin. In the eyes of the protagonist, except for the rich who have a relationship with him, other rich people are enemies. At this time, these enemies united and asked him to kneel. This greatly insulted his self-esteem. Hearing these rich people all yelling, Lin Feng gritted his teeth and tightened his fists. My mind is quickly calculating the pros and cons. Just when he was in a dilemma, Qin Tian suddenly smiled and raised his hand. Ha ha ha, all right everyone. In fact, the gambling appointment just now was just a joke between me and little brother Lin Feng. Don't take it too seriously, just talk about it casually. After all, Lin Feng is an old man Su's guest. I don't dare to do too much. So I announce, the betting agreement just now is void. What should everyone do? As soon as this remark came out, old Su, who was about to come out to make a complete round, stopped. Lin Feng pulled his fist tighter. After a brief period of silence, the others immediately started booing. I'm going, Mr. Qin 666. As expected to be President Qin, it is generosity. TSK Tusk. It's no wonder Qin always makes so much money. Just this amount of temperament, it's almost. Chief Qin is mighty. People in the hall are admiring Qin Tian's generosity. The old foxes in some shopping malls are gathered together. Looking at Qin Tian, the corner of his mouth showed a playful smile. Ha ha ha, this Qin Tian, the city palace is really getting deeper and deeper. Yes, I made a gambling agreement and ruined the gambling agreement personally. It not only saved the face of the Su family and earned a lot of prestige, but also made this Lin Feng's image even worse. TSK, a good hand. Seeing this scene, old man Su breathed a sigh of relief and quickly reassured everyone. By the way, he comforted Lin Feng. Lin Feng, President Qin just made a joke with you just now. Don't take it to heart. Although Lin Feng wanted to hit someone very much, he held back in the end. I see, Grandpa Su. Oh shit. When he returned to his seat, Lin Feng was a little irritable. If Qin Tian really makes him kneel, he hasn't been so uncomfortable. But now Qin Tian's behavior directly makes Qin Tian a magnanimous and general person. But he has become a villain who can't afford to lose. Seeing Qin Tian being surrounded by the stars like the moon, he wanted to turn around and leave immediately. But when he thought that Elder Su treated him well, he forcibly resisted this impulse. He wanted to turn the table several times, so he had to turn his grief and anger into appetite, and began to eat delicious food and drink boring wine. The rich second generations got together again in the field, talking about what happened just now. After losing to Qin Tian, Wei Qingbin was a little surprised, but he was not very angry. Because Qin Tian is also considered an elder, how can it be better to lose to Qin Tian than to lose to that poor boy? But Qin Tian exchanged a few words with everyone, and then returned to his position. Uncle Qin, what is the name of the piece you played just now? Why haven't I heard it? Read more at hopfulnovel.xyz. Su Yanran looked at Qin Tian at this time. Her eyes were full of worship. She really didn't expect that she, Uncle Qin, would still be a piano master? Well, his level is at least that of a master, even an international master. It's a wedding in a dream. It was created by a foreign friend of mine. Qin Tian explained casually. His harvest just now is very good. The villain value has risen from 1600 to 2700. The value of Qi luck has also risen from 1600 to 1900, which is basically the same as Lin Feng. The most important thing is that Su Yanran's favorability is 71%. It turns out to be like this. No wonder I haven't heard of it before, but the wedding in my dream. Su Yanran thoughtfully. Suddenly I felt that the title of this song was very artistic. Uncle Qin, what do you think of me? Chen Mingming suddenly came to the two of them, and after turning around in front of the two of them, he looked at Qin Tian and said with a smile. Qin Tian glanced at her. The previous system reminded that the locomotive girl Chen Mingming was also one of the heroines, and developed a good impression of myself. Favorability is already 38%. Qin Tian, who got this hint, couldn't help but want to curse. How many harems does Lin Feng have? When Chen Mingming said this, Su Yanran had a premonition that she was going to say something. But Qin Tian asked first, how about what? Is it long enough to be beautiful? Is it good enough? Mingming, what are you talking about? Su Yanran was a little speechless, and quickly stopped her. However, Chen Mingming didn't care at all, and even couldn't wait. Oh, Sister Yanran, don't worry about it. Uncle Qin, speak quickly, speak quickly. Qin Tian glanced at her. Do you want to listen to the truth or lies? Of course it's the truth. Chen Mingming took it for granted. What's so nice about lies? These days, lies are better than truth. Qin Tian is also blunt. But since you want to listen to the truth, then I will speak straight. To be honest, your long look is actually fine. If the makeup is a little normal, it should look better. Really? Then do you like me? Chen Mingming's eyes lit up. Qin Tian, Yanran, can I talk to you? Another sudden voice interrupted the conversation between the two. The two raised their heads at the same time, but they frowned at the same time. It turned out that Lin Feng couldn't stay a little longer, and he had already walked in front of them at this time. Seeing Lin Feng, Su Yanran said directly, the thing that day has passed, I don't want to mention it again. Regarding the Dorset Hotel, Lin Feng had done too much. But since Mr. Su has always been optimistic about Lin Feng, Qin Tian no longer pursues it. She naturally had no reason to hold on to it. I'm not talking about this. Lin Feng said calmly. Su Yanran was a little surprised. Then what do you want to say? Can you take a step to speak? After saying this, Lin Feng felt that his request seemed a little inappropriate, and immediately added, I really have something very important to tell you. This? Su Yanran glanced at Qin Tian subconsciously. Qin Tian didn't have any expressions either. He directly pulled up Chen Mingming and left. Hey, Uncle Qin, what are you doing? Let's avoid it, let's go. Seeing Qin Tian take the initiative to leave with Chen Mingming, Su Yanran didn't know what it was like. But Lin Feng suddenly tightened his fist. Qin Tian, this old fox. What do you have you can say now? Su Yanran's face was a little ugly. Just now Lin Feng forced Qin Tian to go up to play the piano, although Qin Tian had shown the limelight. But what Lin Feng did and Qin Tian's generosity made her more and more disgusted with Lin Feng. If it weren't for her grandfather's thousands of warnings, she would not even want to talk to Lin Feng now. Good king. I know you have prejudices against me. Lin Feng sat opposite her, but the baby kiss between us was not my order. You don't need to be so disgusted with me. Have to say, the protagonist deserves to be the protagonist, and Su Yanran's mental guilt in just a few short sentences. Yup, he didn't order the baby kiss, so why should I hate him so much? Lin Feng ignored what Su Yanran thought, and continued. The matter has developed to this day. In fact, I have nothing to say. Back then, my master was kind to your grandfather. This matter is indeed true. But you shouldn't be used to repay your gratitude. so I will tell Grandpa Su to cancel our marriage contract later. Don't worry, I, Lin Feng, are also a sturdy person and won't stalk your Su family. But before I leave, I must remind you of one thing. What's the matter? You better stay away from Qin Tian, he is not a good person. You better stay away from Qin Tian, he is not a good person. Looking at the noble and glamorous Su Yanran in front of him, Lin Feng said calmly. In fact, after Lin Feng knew that Qin Tian was targeting him, he knew that it was impossible between himself and Su Yanran. Judging from the power he has now, and the degree of intimacy between Qin Tian and Su Yanran, he couldn't beat Qin Tian at all. The reason why I came here was only with the last glimmer of hope, although he didn't know how Qin Tian saw that he had valuables. I don't know why Qin Tian's piano plays so well, but now that hope is shattered, and being so humiliated by the other party, he feels that it is no longer possible for him to stay. So it's better to live free and easy and give up this tree to find the entire forest. Of course, before giving up the tree, he still wants to make the final struggle. Trying to tell the truth, let Su Yanran recognize the true face of Qin Tian. Just hearing this, Su Yanran, who was still amiable, immediately frowned. Lin Feng, isn't this last sentence the point? He's not a good person, are you a good person? My father finally asked someone to let him out, but this guy didn't appreciate him. He also offended the people on both sides, and finally pissed off his father. I originally had a glimmer of hope for you, but I didn't expect that I was really wrong. Uncle Qin not only promised to let you go, but he also saved you face regardless of previous accusations. He even let you go so magnanimously in the face of your troubles just now. Such a magnanimous person. Are you still talking ill of him behind his back? Save me face? Still magnanimous. This is obviously, Yanran, you have to believe me, he is really not as magnanimous as he seems on the surface. Seeing Su Yanran's support for Qin Tian so resolute, Lin Feng was a little anxious. What kind of person Qin Tian is, he knows better than anyone else. Is it really magnanimous for someone who has been aiming at himself for a little thing? Lin Feng, you give me out? Su Yanran indifferently pointed to the door of the Su family. You are not welcome here. Su Yanran is not a 3-year-old girl. Of course not because of a little guilt in his heart. He was caught in Lin Feng's instigation. If it were to develop according to normal, the relationship between Lin Feng and Su Yanran now has reached a certain level. But due to Qin Tian's destruction, the two are very strange now. In this case, how can she trust Lin Feng? Of course, if it hadn't happened that night, perhaps Su Yanran would really believe Lin Feng's words. But that night, I was unconscious. If it weren't for Qin Tian, the consequences would be unimaginable. As for Qin Tian himself, he could obviously say that the drug effect had taken place after the fact, and it was his own initiative. But he didn't touch himself in that situation. This alone is enough, to show that Qin Tian has no problem with his character. Yanran, I am real. Don't you hear me letting you go? Lin Feng wanted to say something, but was interrupted by an impatient voice. But the person who spoke was not Su Yanran, but Wei Qingbin, who had been watching over here. Wei Qingbin straightened his white suit and looked at Lin Feng proudly. When Su Yanran held Qin Tian's arm before, he was actually a little unhappy. Afterwards, Su Yanran stuck to Qin Tian all the time, and he was too embarrassed to come over. Now that Qin Tian finally walked away, of course he was looking for a chance to get close to Su Yanran. As soon as he came over, he heard Su Yanran let Lin Feng leave. How could he let go of such a good opportunity to earn performance? Read more at hotnovel.xyz. Who are you? Lousy talks to Yanran. When is it your turn to interrupt? Lin Feng gave Wei Qingbin a cold look. Originally, I was out of breath under pressure by Qin Tian, and my heart also suffocated. Unexpectedly, Wei Qingbin just hit the muzzle. Boy, you were looking for death. Hearing Lin Feng's arrogant words, Wei Qingbin was also directly angry. Lin Feng disdainfully said, I'm looking for death? What's wrong with my looking for death? Do you want to move me just because of your trash? Grass. Wei Qingbin couldn't bear it anymore. After adjusting the sleeves of his suit, he wanted to dry Lin Feng. Since childhood, no one has dared to be so arrogant in front of him except for Lousy. This person is so arrogant now that he obviously doesn't give himself face. What's more, there is still a goddess he likes watching next to him. How can this make him bear? Quickly, Tianyu, stop him. Xiaobin. Seeing that Wei Qingbin was about to do something with Lin Feng, Qin Shiji hurriedly yelled. He had learned Lin Feng's methods. How could Wei Qingbin be his opponent? It's just that they are far away, and there is no time to stop them. Only halfway through, Wei Qingbin's fist hit Lin Feng's face. Although Qin Shiji said before, this Lin Feng is very good at fighting, but he is a black belt in Taekwondo. In the minds of martial arts practitioners, they never admit that others are better than themselves. The same is true for Wei Qingbin. Unfortunately, he met Lin Feng, this unreasonable decathlon protagonist. Lin Feng stretched out his right hand and easily grabbed Wei Qingbin's fist. Then squeeze hard and get out of the foot. Roll. Boom. Crunch. Bang dang. Wei Qingbin was hit in the lower abdomen by Lin Feng and flew out directly. The powerful impact led him to knock down a long table where food was placed. For a while, food, plates, and wine glasses were scattered all over the floor. Part of it rained on Wei Qingbin's body and face. The white suit is full of stains, making him extremely embarrassed. What? Hit someone, hit someone. What are you doing? Master Bin, are you okay? Lin Feng, what are you doing? Are you crazy? How is this going? Bodyguard, bodyguard. Go out with Lin Feng's kick. Shouts, worries, and surprises were endless. The guests in the living room made a mess. A good birthday party wasn't over yet, but Lin Feng was kicked in a mess. At this time, Su Yanran looked at Lin Feng's arrogant look, and she stopped getting angry. Is this Lin Feng hitting someone at his birthday party? Xiao Lin, what's the matter? Discovering the situation here, old Su hurried over. Before Lin Feng gave gifts, playing the piano was blocked by Qin Tian intentionally or unintentionally. Elder Su thinks this is a coincidence, and feels a bit pity. But seeing Lin Feng taking the initiative to chat with Su Yanran just now, he felt a little relieved. It's just that this gratification didn't last long before Wei Qingbin was kicked out by Lin Feng. This F***. Such a trouble, Yinran, can you forgive you? Father Su was a little dumbfounded. Girl Su, are you okay? Seeing this scene, Qin Tian also rushed over. Although he saw Lin Feng hit Wei Qingbin, he wanted to laugh. But he still asked Su Yinran about Su Yinran's situation with a serious face. The full-level acting skills make people invisible to his inner activities. When Qin Tian asked herself, Su Yinran was taken aback first, and then moved in her heart. Unexpectedly, Uncle Qin actually cares about himself? I'm fine, thank you uncle for your concern. Ding, the heroine Su Yinran has increased her favorability and gained plus 200 as a villain. Favorability 75%. Just a word, the favorability has risen? Get Su Yinran's answer, and then see the system prompt. Qin Tian nodded slightly and looked at Qin Shiji. It's fine if you are fine. What's the situation with Shiji and others? Qin Shiji quickly described the situation when he heard the question from his father. Dad, I was chatting with Xiao Lu, Xiao Zhou and the others just now. I am not particularly clear about the situation here. I only saw Xiaobin quarrel with this kid, and then, Lin Feng, don't you know what the occasion is today? You actually beat people? What's the matter with me just hitting someone? Qin Tian, you don't know how to be there. Seeing Qin Tian's hypocritical appearance, Lin Feng couldn't help being sick.